All right, beautiful people, welcome back to another exciting tutorial. And right now, today, what we want to do is I want to take a look at what is called grid. Okay, so what is grid? Let's take a look at getbootstrap.com. Let's see what exactly they're trying to explain about grid. Don't forget, like I said, if you really want to make things happen, just ensure that you shrink all these stuffs. So you know that you have your getting started, you have the layout content too. Grid is falls under layout. Okay, so it's just a way of trying to make sure that whatever code we are writing, it is very responsive. We can view it from mobile, we can view it from probably any device like tab, small, extra small device, computer, or without writing much of our code. So grid system allows our websites to be responsive. It's a way of um, using a series of containers like rows in order for us to create columns. Like I said, it's a way of using containers, rows, in order for us to create column, to lay out and align our content. So definitely, if you look at this, you see some basic keywords here. You see container, okay, and I'm very sure you're familiar with container. You see something like rows, you see something like columns. So these are the things that we need to use together to form a grid. Okay, so how do we go about this? Let's get straight down into our Sublime text. All right, now that we're successfully there, we just have to type div.container. Okay, div.container. All right, press control space bar. All right, okay, so by the time you press that, the next thing you do is that you are going to create a row. All right, so row. All right, row, but you have to ensure that you add div first. Way of trying to write Bootstrap with Sublime text. If you want to start calling classes, you might be wondering, why am I not typing something like div, and then I'll close the tag. It's going to actually waste a whole lot of time. So just type div dot row. So you can see from what the documentation is actually telling us that is a way of aligning container. You can see I've made use of container class, I've made use of row class. So how would I make use of column class? Okay, let's see some stuff. Okay, definitely we have various way of making use of our column depending on the type of device that we want to use it on. You might decide to use your probably design structure, your layout, column on a small device. You can try to make use of it on a medium device. You can try to make use of it on a large device. In fact, you can even try to make it uniformly, whether it is on a large, whether it is on a small, whether it is on a medium device. You just want the exact layout to be the same. Don't forget, all these things you are learning is just a building block of what you are going to be needing to create a complex project. So I just want you to endure. If you want to become a good programmer, you just have to understand your onions. You need to understand the basics. You need to be able to be ready to consume some information that's going to be a bit boring in the beginning. So don't get pissed off. All right, so now that you've created the container, we've created the row. So what we want to do is that we need to create a column, but I'm thinking I just want my column to be for small device. Okay, so div dot col stands for column -sm, which stands for small device. And one thing I would like to explain here is that I want to put 6. Why am I putting 6? Let me quickly run through something and explain it to you. All right, so the way column is being something and explain it to you. All right, so the way column is being aligned when we're talking about Bootstrap is that you have 12 good lines which represent column, and a whole box represent rows. So if you have 12 good lines which represent columns, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So now if you want to pick 6 box, now that means you are picking half of the what? 1 2 3 4 5 6. You're already picking half of the, don't mind my lines, so you're already picking half of the column. All right, so if you're picking another 6, that means you're already picking half of the column. So whether you're using small, the moment you pick 6, that means that particular column it's been divided into 2. So let's take, for instance, we say 12 now as a simple mathematics. Let's say I want to divide the entire rows into 3. That means you're going to pick 4, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to pick 1, 4. I'm going to pick another word 4. You understand? All right. So I'm working on a small device right now. So that's why I pick SN. I just want to say column for small device. All right. So I can decide to copy this and paste it at the bottom. You see, it's going to actually be divided into 2. So if I save it and let's go check our website, a boring website, but don't worry, it's going to be awesome. All right, you can see it occupies this space to this space, another one occupies this space to this space. Okay, so if you want to really view it clearly, we can make some kind of line to surround it. So if I want to do that, I need to do a bit of styling. Styling is just the way, I know you're familiar with all this basic understanding about HTML style. We have different way of styling. We have the inline style, we have the internal style, and we have the external style. So this is the internal style. Okay, so internal style is when you are styling anything inside the header. You can see this is the header. Okay, all right. So now I just want to give it a line. So what is a line in styling? A line means border. So let me just type border so that you just have the clear picture. So I can just type border anyhow. I need to know what section am I styling. I want to style this row. So if I want to style the row, that means I need to call the class and I need to make sure of the div tag. So if I want to do that, calling the class and styling, I have to put dot. What class am I calling is a row class. Okay, what tag am I calling after the row class is a div tag. Okay, so I have to open and close what is called a bracket. Call it bracket. So this gives me a body of where I want to actually start styling. Okay, so now what I will do now is that I just have to make sure that what am I using? I'm using a border, which is a line. Don't mind me, it's because I've been using this, that's why I get familiar with this. Someone may be asking me right now that why is it border? So it's just with the way of aligning. So okay, I'm not supposed to be opening a curly brace any longer. I have to have a column and terminate with a semicolon. All right, so here I just want to say border should be what? 1 pixel. This 1 pixel means how very thick do I want that border to be, and what type of border do I want? Is it a dot border? Is it a dotted border? If it's a dotted border, that means it's going to be dot. If it is a straight line border, that means it's going to be solid. Okay, all right, let me use solid. All right, so now let's just go check it out. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay, boom, you can see we have a line. So this thing is actually telling us that this has actually captured, is actually being divided into 2. I might decide to give it a color. I might decide to give this role a color. Okay, you can give it a background color. Okay, background color of blue, sky blue, so that I'll be able to see something clearly. All right, I'm giving that row, you can see. But this, I just want to ensure that this thing actually give me a space inside this column. And I was like, in my previous tutorial, I was trying to explain what is padding and margin. It takes me a lot of time to understand margin and padding. Okay, so margin means space outside and padding means space inside. So I want to have a space inside, which means I'm going to use padding. All right, good. All right, so let me just say, yeah, I just want to use the padding, and I want the padding to be left right out. Okay, let me say top and bottom to be 20 pixel, and let's check it out. Top and bottom to be 20 pixel, and left and right should be 10 pixel. Okay, so Control S. Don't mind me, my keyboard is acting funny. All right, you can see top and bottom, 20 pixel, left and right, and so this is it. So now that you actually understand how would I know that this thing works on a small device? It's a mobile response. I mean, Bootstrap always works in a mobile first approach. It uses a mobile first approach. What do I mean by mobile first approach? Anything you do is going to consider the mobile first before it start considering the others. So whether so come to more tools and type developer tools. If you don't want to do this, you can press Ctrl Shift I. Okay, so if you look at this now, this is on a medium device. When it's on a small device, this is a small device, it's going to be like, okay, it's still dividing it into 2. But if it is extra small, like maybe you're using a very small phone to actually browse, by the time you actually shrink it, it's going to occupy the entire column. So that's what I mean by mobile first approach. All right. So okay, and you can use this. You can see, you can use this. You can see, and you can close this, and you can close this. All right. So let's take for instance now. I want to make use of another the concept like medium device. Okay, I can remove this thing. I type MD. Now I type what? MD, and I type medium device. Medium device. Okay, I know it's a bit boring right now, but never mind, we're getting there. All right, so MD and small device always work more or less like the same thing, but you can see, so you can see, but it has to do it on a medium device. Okay, so developer tool, you can see if it's on a medium device, it's going to act normally. If it's on a small device, you say this is still a medium device. So if you are shrinking it, if it's on a small device, it's going to actually be reduced. So how would you know the size of medium device? How would you know the size of small device? You are going to see it when you go through what is called container, when you're dealing with container. All right, you see it under the documentation where they explain the size of what the grid system sees as a small device, a medium device, and a large device. I think we can also find it here somehow. Okay, you can see. Okay, I can see it now. If you're talking about small device, that means you're talking about 576 pixels below, and if you're talking about medium device, that means you're talking about 768. If you're talking about large, you're talking about 992, and extra large, you're talking about 1200. Okay, let's check this out. You can see by the time I start shrinking, you can see 500 and what? 68. Okay, if you look at it now, you can see this is 567, 68. So we are still on that small. So that's why you're saying that we are still on the, okay, 68. Okay, you can see medium. This is medium. Don't forget that we are still under medium. So if it is extra large, it's just going to be normal. So you understand? So that is how to know whether you are actually meeting up with the real size of what the Bootstrap sees as a small device, as a medium device. So let's take for instance, what of it is if it is large. So here I have to copy this entire rows. Okay, all right, so let me just copy this and paste it here. Yeah, I just have to style this one. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, instead of me styling it for me, giving it the background color of sky blue, I just want it to be separate. Let me just cut this, and I can paste this there. I can paste it there, style, and just paste it, Control V. Okay, so it's not this style, and I give it another color so that you understand what I'm trying to explain here. So I want to combine medium device with what? Large device. Why? Because what I discover is that what if I want my design, my website to look different on mobile, and at the same time when it comes to large to look different. So that means I can combine medium with large and even with small. Okay, so I want to combine medium with large now. All right, so okay, so let's press Ctrl V. I'm styling right now. I just want to give it this one red. Okay, red. All right, I think I like that. All right, so medium and large device, and large device, and large device. Okay, and large device. All right, so here I can just say, okay, but when it comes to large, I just want to ensure that this the column is 4. So let me copy these two and paste it at the bottom. So I will just all I see at the bottom. So I will just all I have to do is just say col LG 4. Okay, let me make it 3. All right, col LG 3. So don't how to pay attention to the fact that this thing is still inside a class, the same class. Okay, still inside the same class, still inside the same class. All right, so let's close this. So let's go check it out. All right, so if it is on a large device, let's check it out. You can see it covers the entire what? It covers the entire column. All right, so what I want to show you here is this. You can see But if it is on a small device, let's check it out. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? If it's on a medium device, let's press Ctrl Shift I. I'm tired of trying to go to developer app. You can see it gives us, it makes it on what? It makes the MD to be 22, which is covering the entire row and at the same time starting another row. So if it's on a very small device, let's see what's going to happen. It's going to make sure that every single thing is on the entire row. So let's now take, for instance, you don't want to consider any tab, you just want everything to be what? The same. So we can copy this and give this one green, copy. Let's take, for instance, you just want a normal column to be 3. So I think I have to remove this LG, and you just want everything, whether it is on a small device, whether it is on a large device, you just want everything to be like, okay, I just want it to be what? The same. Okay, so let's check it out. All right, I know it's a bit boring right now, but just be patient, we're getting there. All right, it's just like a building block, understanding some basics. Okay, basics. Okay, so look at it now. So no matter how you shrink this, it's still going to be what's on the same level. So basically, this is what you need to understand about grid. Or if you want to make use of grid, everything, let me recap, everything is going to be inside a container as a default, and you have a row tag. So the row tag is what is actually going to contain the entire container, and the container, it's quite divided into probably whether you are using a small, whether you are using a medium, whether you are using a large, or you are using an extra large. You can see small, medium, large, extra large, but I didn't actually make use of this extra large. You can try to work on it. It's just the way of doing the previous. All right, so this is where I'm actually going to stop for now. Hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and in the next session we're going to take a look at how to actually make use of grid alongside with what